Now, Geri Halliwell's marriage to Geri Horner is said to be in crisis after private texts allegedly sent by her husband Geri Horner to a female employee were leaked online. Geri is said to be humiliated by the splash, which comes a day after Horner was cleared of wrongdoing by Red Bull Racing. Joining us now is Showbiz reporter Rebecca Twomey. My headline on this, Rebecca, is Ginger's heartbreak. Whatever we think about the racing aspect of this story, these texts, which are sex texts, basically, bearing in mind Geri Horner denies any wrongdoing, so they're allegedly written between him and a female employee, and if they are genuine, then Geri Horner's wife, Geri, has a lot of reason to be extremely upset today.
Yeah, absolutely, because what's even worse is that she very publicly stood by him as this story broke initially and up to the investigation that, happened on, concluded on Wednesday. So it felt like it was all done. She probably thought, breathe a sigh of relief. Now we can get on, we can concentrate on Christian's job. But instead, she's now got the complete public humiliation of these messages, which, have been made public. Like you said, they're allegedly of a sexual nature. How awful. Her husband of 9 years is now, she just probably breathed a sigh of relief, as I said, and now some of these have come out. There's also reports that Geri is quite disappointed that Victoria Beckham hasn't reached out to her. We don't know whether she has privately, but I think the speculation is around that Geri feels quite alone in this, and you can hardly blame her. But let's just remember, if we rewind a decade ago, there was quite a lot of controversy when Geri first met her husband. His parents famously didn't go to their wedding because they were so upset about the breakdown of his marriage before he met Geri. So there's been a lot of controversy, and poor Geri, I think we all remember her as this full of life Spice Girl. She was engaged twice before. So this was kind of Geri's happy ever after. I think people were really rooting for her to have a happy ending, and it doesn't look good now.
Not just that, they have actually become a very high-profile couple. I'm a big fan of Formula One and watched that Netflix documentary Drive to Survive, and every episode's got some sort of behind-the-scenes picture of them, tooling about in their Cotswold manse. And they've been to very high-profile events together. That makes this even more difficult for her, doesn't it?
It really does. The spotlight's been on her so much, and I think everyone's watching her reaction. Is she now going to be by his side this weekend, or is she going to very much hide away? Geri isn't that character to hide away, but they do have this charmed existence. There was a big part of Geri that sort of became lady of the manor. She really embraced the life change that she had when she married Christian, and not just the Formula One, but also the country lifestyle. She really got involved. The locals really like her. She's really embraced that life. So being in the spotlight and knowing that all eyes are going to be on them makes, whenever anyone goes through some difficulties in their relationship, it's emotional and difficult enough, particularly when you've got children together, there's children involved. It's just a horrible, horrible time. And when you are in the public eye, it's incredibly difficult because you're going to be scrutinized. There's going to be multiple speculation on social media, in the press, everywhere. So I think my heart really goes out to her because she's a nice girl, and while beginning of her career, she did seek fame and she loved it, and she owns that, but she has stepped back quietly. She seems very content and very happy in this life. She's very happy to sort of let Christian's job and his passion, come to the center stage. And it's just so sad that it's taken, for her to be back in the spotlight because of these allegations.
I would suggest, you heard it here first, if Geri turns up for the Bahrain Grand Prix to be with Christian, then they'll be working on trying to salvage their marriage. Prediction, my bet is she will not turn up, which means that marriage is in a lot of trouble. The thing about Geri Halliwell, I remember from her Spice Girl days, she throws herself into everything 100%, and she was by far and away the most enthusiastic Spice Girl. She loved that more than the rest of them, and she threw herself into this marriage. If you go up to their mansion in the home counties, I don't know what the code for their Wi-Fi is now. I suspect it might have changed, but the code for their Wi-Fi was wonderful husband. It's probably dubious husband now, or crap husband, or something like that. This is the thing about Geri. She's thrown herself into this marriage, and now it's in crisis, and I bet she is devastated.
Of course she is, Kev, but you know, you remember Geri in her heyday as well. She knows how to play the press. She always did. All the other Spice Girls in their books have written about this. It's all on record that she knows when she wants to be photographed, when she wants a story, when she wants to navigate and dictate the story, she knows what she's doing. So it'll be so interesting, I think, from a Showbiz perspective, to see how this plays out and how Geri knows what she's doing. So if she wants to save that marriage,
sorry to interrupt. We've literally just heard that actually Geri did get on a plane to Bahrain, but that was before these leaked texts emerged. So she's going to land there. I wonder if we'll see her. I mean, the plot thickens, doesn't it?
You know what, with Geri though, she is headed to Bahrain. Whether she gets married, I think Geri will dress up to the nines. She will put her game face on, and she will think. You remember, she's a Spice Girl. She's all about girl power. She's going to stand there strong. I think she's going to make her husband sweat it out. But I think she's going to be, this is who I am, and I'm not embarrassed to be who I am. She's got nothing to be embarrassed about anyway. But I think she'll hold her head up high. She might be having a meltdown behind the scenes, but facing the public, I think we're going to see the real superstar that Geri actually is, and her personality.
The one thing I would say, though, we've seen the texts, and if they're genuine, I wouldn't put a lot of money on this marriage surviving, if they're genuine.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of, part of me, because I've got a real soft spot for Geri, I really sort of hope they're not true, because she's such a brilliant celebrity and she's such a nice girl and she's a real sort of trooper and survivor. But I think, I don't think she's a sort of character that's going to just sort of, you know, brush it off and carry on as the quiet wife. You know, like I said, she was, you know, she would sort of, girl power was part of who she is, and it's still a big part of her. So I don't think she's going to be someone that just goes, oh, there, I'll turn a blind eye if it all turns out.
She's a strong woman as well. She won't just roll over and accept this. Rebecca, great to talk to you. Thank you very much. Rebecca Twomey there, Showbiz reporter.